Hi, I'm Taylor Smurl.
And I'm Tommy Smurl.
And this is...
Me!
So we're trying out a remote, together drink making situation. Yeah?
We're Zoom drinking.
Zoom, yes. We are Zoom drinking. We are Zoom cocktailing.
We're just zooming through life.
Yeah. I get to try to instruct my father on how to make cocktails because we're both going to make the drinks from our separate locations.
That's right.
So.
They're entirely your creations, corny cocktails with Tater. And I'm just along for the ride and the taste.
This is I think you're going to do great. I have every faith in you. You're working with what you've got to a certain extent, but I think if anything, this is good because sometimes I make drinks on here, and I have a lot of practice at this. I've got fancy bar tools, but I always hope that people at home can translate them into something they can do. So this is going to be a good test of these drinks because you're going to be making these for the first time.
I will do my best, Sensei.
All right. So as Dad mentioned, we are making corny cocktails. These are all corn inspired, infused, all sorts of corn stuff going on. All right, so we've got two cocktails today. One is going to be a play off the chicha morada that we talked about, the Peruvian purple corn drink. The other one is going to be using our corn whiskey. I'm going to be working with Mellow Corn. Dad, I think you're just working with bourbon, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't find any Mellow Corn whiskey. I was very disappointed, so I had to just go with bourbon.
It's all right. Bourbon is still a high corn. I mean, by law, it has to have an abundance of corn in it. So, it'll still work just fine. If you can't find Mellow Corn, but you want to do what we do at home, bourbon will work absolutely fine. But all right, we're gonna make these drinks sort of chronologically with when they were made in time. So we're gonna start with our purple corn drink. The thought behind this is we're basically going to take a chicha morada, which is purple corn that you just cook on the stove with water. You infuse it with some spices, and then after it's infused, you add a little bit of sugar, a little bit of key lime juice, usually some fresh fruit on top, and you serve it cold, and it's a very refreshing beverage. So it's a great non-alcoholic option, but we're going to take that basis and use it as a cocktail. So.
I didn't know there was such a thing as purple corn.
I guess I've seen purple corn. I've never seen it in a drink form. This was my first introduction to this, and I'm kind of mad that I'm just now learning about this because any way to add really bright color to a drink naturally, I'm always really excited by. And this purple corn, I put it on the stove, and it was just indigo, just deep purple in 20 minutes. I was so happy with it. So.
Yeah, it reminded me of a poem from my childhood.
Yeah?
I've never seen a purple cow and never hope to see one, but I can tell you anyway, I'd rather see than be one.
I think that's very rude to purple cows. Any purple cows out there watching? You are beautiful and unique, and anyone would be happy to be a beautiful purple cow. So this is, like I said, very dark. This is just water on the stove. Dad's got his with purple corn that I let soak, and then I added some cloves and some cinnamon. So this is going to be sort of our topper for the drink, and we're going to build it on top of sort of a mezcal sour. So
it really smells good too.
It's really nice. It's very soft. It's very subtle, just on its own. Kind of reminds me of maybe an oolong tea, an earthy, just rich, very warm tea flavor. There's no real sweetness from the corn. You just get a nice earthy, full flavor from it. So because there's a cinnamon base to the corn infusion, I just went ahead. This is going to be easy for both drinks. We're using the same syrup. We're going to use a cinnamon brown sugar syrup as our sweetener. So I'm going to use 3/4 ounce. Now, Dad, I know you have a 2-ounce shot glass that you're just eyeballing there. So you want a little less than halfway. Yeah.
Well, if it's a little extra sweet, I won't mind.
That's for your palate. I feel like that makes sense. You like things a little sweeter. And then we've got key lime juice, 3/4 ounce of that as well. So just about the same amount. And then 2 ounces of mezcal.
I got the good stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know that Casamigos made a mezcal. That's they make great tequila.
Well, if George Clooney's in on it, then it must be good. So
I know they had really good farming
practice. Lord knows he needs the money, so I'm glad I could help him out.
Yeah, thanks for supporting George Clooney. I feel like is he still in charge of that company? I know he started it, but I feel like
I think he sold it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Sammy Hagar still got his tequila company.
And Ryan Reynolds is the owner of Aviation Gin. That's one of my favorite ones to mix with. Before he was the owner, but now that it's Deadpool gin, I like it even more. All right, so you got your mezcal, you got your syrup,
sweet stuff and sour stuff.
Yeah, you got your sour stuff.
Okay.
So you're just gonna shake it over ice.
Ready?
Oh, he's got a fancy shake.
I keep 2 hands on it just in case.
The style points just out the butt there, Dad. Man. All right, I don't know if you have a strainer.
I got a built-in strainer.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's good. Awesome. All right, so you're gonna just strain it into your glass over fresh ice. So you want it about 2/3 of the way up, half to 2/3 of the way up. How's your wash line on that? It's basically kind of margarita in there right now.
That's pretty good already.
Yeah, you just got like a sour build. It's nice. And then we're gonna top it with about 1/4 of our purple corn infusion.
Wow, look at that when it drops in there.
And I was worried that the color would come out kind of muddy because it's not that much, but it's actually, it takes over real fast. You can't really see it because I've got ATs around the bottom of this, but there's a bit of a nice color gradation.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go, yeah.
I didn't know it was going to do that. That's like a tricky drink.
Yeah, right? Beautiful.
Yeah.
And we'll put, just to, in honor of the traditional preparation, we're going to top it with a little bit of fresh diced fruit. Apples, pears, just something nice and tart.
I have apples.
That's what I have. I have Granny Smith apple. I like the green and purple too. Oops. And it's a snack.
Oh, well, now my drink went all the way to the bottom when I stirred it. I don't have that color change down there anymore.
Man, that is inky. Isn't that beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
I love that color, and I love that it's from corn.
Refreshing.
That's really refreshing. That's really nice.
I don't even taste the alcohol in it hardly.
No, it's really, the mezcal and the corn together, they play really nicely. They both have that kind of earthy, roasty smokiness to them.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you get a little bit of the cinnamon spice, you get a little bit of the earthiness. It definitely tastes like a nice sour build cocktail, but that purple corn really, really brightens it up.
Boy, that was something.
Oh, Dad, you get to join me in my favorite tradition on this show.
What's that?
I forget to name drinks until I'm actively recording, and then panic and name them stupid things.
Yeah?
Yeah, all the time.
Blue corn soup.
But it's purple.
The purple flurp.
What's a flurp?
I don't know. It used to be something that was flurp. I don't know. How about we call it purplicious?
Do you feel strongly about purplicious?
No. Sour corn perp.
No, not that. I didn't understand any of those vowels.
Purple veggies and fruits. Purple cracked corn, and I don't care.
Since Morado, for Chicha Morado, comes from the Spanish word for purple, I think we're just going to call this El Morado.
El Morado.
Maybe we can clink, sort of. There we go.
Cheers.
All right, cheers. That would be so good in the summer. Maybe with like a little bit of salt brim on it,
Yeah.
I think like a little bit of savoriness would go good there.
Maybe, I don't know, but that's pretty good.
It is good on its own. And you can make that in like a nice big pitcher and just like chill outside with it.
Yeah, the only thing that I would recommend is don't stir it like I did, because that sunk the purple all the way down to the bottom. It looked cooler with that purple hanging up there and the yellowish color down below.
Well, I would say like if you'd serve it, you'd want it with the straw. So you could serve it with the straw and then instruct them to give it a light stir before you drink it.
Yeah, just stick an umbrella in the top so they can't drink it out of the glass.
I think the layer of chopped fruit is pretty uninviting.
Yeah, that's true too.
Just eat your way to the top. I like a drink that comes with a snack, all right?
That's right.
All right, well, speaking of a drink that comes with a snack, the next drink it doesn't actually come with a snack, but it is made from a snack.
It is.
So the way that we're going to use corn in our next drink, we're basically going to make an old-fashioned, but we have infused our, in my case, mellow corn, in Dad's case, bourbon, with the flavor and essence of buttered popcorn.
Yes, it was very weird for me to pour bourbon, then pour melted butter into it, and then put a big handful of popcorn in it. And what was weird, I wasn't expecting this, when the popcorn hit the liquor, it kind of like shrunk down in there.
Yeah,
like some kind of reaction.
Well, it just soaks up all that booze and shrinks down pretty small. Because it looks like a lot of popcorn to bourbon when you make it, but then it kind of just disappears in there.
Yeah, it does. It does disappear. It looked like cream corn or something.
Ew.
But we let it sit for 24 hours like that, and then put it in the freezer and froze it, so that then we could strain off everything but the alcohol.
Exactly. I think it's like you all did a great job with it. So it sounds complex, but it's not that complicated, the process. You're just taking your corn-based spirit, you're infusing it with buttered popcorn, and you're fat washing it with butter. You can do them as two separate steps, or you can do them at once. If you're lazy like me, it works fine. But yeah, so you get the flavor and the texture from the butter, the fat wash on it, and then you get the infusion of popcorn.
Yeah, I haven't tasted it yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
The one thing that I said beforehand when I was advising you how to do this was, you can use salted butter, or you can use salted popcorn. Don't use salted butter and salted popcorn. But I think having some source of salt in your infusion is actually really good, because we don't talk a lot about salinity, about salt in cocktails, but it really is, we don't just salt food for flavor of salt. We salt food because it opens up our palate and allows us to taste other things. So the same logic applies to cocktails. Having a little bit of salt present in your cocktail will actually make you taste more, and in my mind, create a more pleasurable experience.
Yeah, that's kind of like when you put salt with caramel or with chocolate. It kind of brings that taste out. And then some people also, I've seen them put salt in hot chocolate, and it makes it taste good.
That I love. Like, salt and sweet is just such a natural, logical thing to me. So this drink we're going to build in a rocks glass.
I have one.
All right. You're going to start with some bitters. I'm going to use Ango. So 2 dashes.
1 dasher. 1 dancer.
No more ranger than that.
Right.
All right, and then we're going to use that same brown sugar cinnamon syrup. We're going to use a 1/4 ounce. This is going to be a little hard for you to measure because you just have a shot glass. If you've got a 2 ounce glass, you want an 1/8 in there. But also, you like drinks a little sweeter. So if it's a little too much, it's all right.
This is like an opinion survey. There are no wrong answers.
No, you know what? To balance it out, you can always just add more booze.
That's right.
If it's too sweet,
booze fixes everything. That's what you're saying, right?
I mean, that is the theory I've been operating under for most of my adult life. I won't say it's a sound theory, but I've had mixed results.
Yeah.
I've had mixed results.
Yep, I got that.
You get that? It's talking about mixing drinks. Okay, good. All right, and then you're going to do a full 2 ounces of your infusion.
Come here, you popcorny beauty. Got it in my Luke's coffee cup. I had to strain it somewhere.
I like that. That seems like something that you just sip it out of a coffee cup. Oh, you having some coffee? No, I'm having some fat washed popcorn infused bourbon.
I'm having some buttered bourbon.
Buttered bourbon. For anybody wondering, I fat washed mine with vegan butter. It works fine.
I used 100% real butter.
So you're just gonna put your drink glass. Just put some ice, and you're gonna stir it over that. Ready for you?
I didn't realize we had all the ingredients.
That's it. Old fashions are great. They're literally just bitters, Some sort of sweetener, some sort of base spirit. That's it.
See my little orange thingies? Can you see?
You got a cute little pre-made. Mom was your... Okay, behind the scenes thing. Dad had a bar back for all this. He had Mom making all the syrups and cutting all the garnishes. I was on my solo. So shout out to Mom for being the podcast best bar back.
Shout out to Mom, podcast best bar back. She's also a pretty good wife.
I had a pretty good mom. So there's that.
Well, there you go.
Here's
Those are accolades all around. Gets a 5-star review.
5 stars. 5 stars for Mom.
Cheers.
That worked.
Wow, I just need to watch a movie now.
It's nice, right? It's like butter popcorn.
Yeah.
It's like caramel corn.
Wow, that's really good. Worth the time to infuse the popcorn in there and strain it out.
Sometimes old fashions can taste a little thin because the only texture you have is coming from that 1/4 ounce of simple syrup. But when you have that fat wash over your large pour bourbon, it just has such a rich, unctuous like texture to it that it tastes almost like a dessert cocktail, but without any of the traditional. There's no cream, there's no chocolate. It's just rich.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It tastes rich. It doesn't taste sweet. Now, the other drink was sweeter. This one, it doesn't really taste sweet. This one just tastes rich. Like you say, it's one of those things where it's like if you ate a cake or a pie or something, it's like, well, now I can't eat too much of that. That's pretty rich. Fat
washing your base spirit for an old fashioned, it's by no means something inventive on my part. A lot of smarter bartenders than I have figured this out ahead of time, but it's a really smart move. Actually, I do want to give credit where credit is absolutely due. The first time that I ever had popcorn infused base spirit was at Please Don't Tell, which is a cocktail bar here in New York City, and they have a recipe for this in their cocktail book. They have their PDT cocktail book.
Well, when the pandemic is gone and you're inviting friends over again for drinks and stuff, if you want to impress them, this would be some way to really put together a drink that I bet most people have not had.
Yeah. And it's versatile, it also works great in a shake and drink. I had it. There was a drink I had made for me with a buttered popcorn infused rum when I was actually in Tokyo, and they served it in in a popcorn bag. And they actually had like a little plate in it so that popcorn could sit over top of it. So it was all this popcorn with a straw coming out of it, and your drink was down in there.
That's pretty cool.
It was really cute. So it is versatile. It's just fun. It's an easy make. It's a cheap make, and you can apply it to any sort of classic bourbon drink that you like.
I might say that this is like the exact opposite of Malort.
So you like it?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it's rich goodness as opposed to badness.
There's no bitterness here. There's a little bit of bitterness from the bitters. Maybe from the zest, but this is a very rich, warm, sweet drink.
Yeah, that's a good one.
No.
That's a good one for sipping around the fire.
Oh, yeah, right? Well, cool. Well, I'm glad. I feel like I had to redeem myself because the last time that we did this video together, I gave you nothing but Malort-based beverages. So here,
well, you taught me a good one there, Ted.
Yeah, these are cheap drinks, so we're very refreshing and tasty.
Yeah. I would say this one's more of a summer drink, and this one's a winter drink.
Yeah, well, cheers. Time is meaningless, so they're both appropriate.
There you go.
Well, this has been all right. Maybe they might work together really nicely, actually. Just corn on corn on corn.
Corn on the cob.
Corn on the cob. Corn in the glass. Corn. Corn everywhere. Always corn. Forever corn.
Corny jokes.
I was really upset that we didn't have more corn-based puns in the episode. Like I think there was one.
Is that it?
We made one reference to it being corny, and that was it.
Well, I'm a serious journalist, and I just don't go in for that. As far as I'm concerned.
I just don't have the ear for bad jokes. Corn is an ear? I don't know.
That was a husky joke.
I don't think that works.
I'm forcing them now. I'm forcing them.
That sounds like it was like hot.
I promise I'm not stalking you.
There we go. Well, I'm getting a little sickle of all these corn puns. So
that's what I was going to go for, too. Great minds think alike.
They do something. Well, all right. Well, this has been a lot of fun. This is a cool way for people to not just see what I do here, but that it can be made.
That's right. If I can do it, anybody can.
Don't mean that. I just mean
as long as I got my barback mom, I'm still in business.
the true MVP of this podcast.
The unsung hero.
We didn't name this second drink.
Oh, you can call it Netflix and chill.
Oh. Dad, you know that doesn't mean what you think it means, right? Or do you know it?
Watch a movie and relax.
Okay, based on my dad's recommendations, everybody, this is the Netflix and chill.
Cheers.
Cheers. Obviously, as always, these recipes will be listed down below, along with the recipes for the syrups, the infusions, all that good stuff. If you would like to support us, we have a Patreon that goes to finance the purchase of purple corn and popcorn. All sorts of things you wouldn't think you'd be financing on a booze podcast, but it does.
Goes to George Clooney.
George Clooney, and sometimes goes to George Clooney's pocket. I don't know how you feel about that. Don't think too hard on it. If you would like to follow us on our social medias, you can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Boozecast. You can also email us at meettheboozecast@gmail.com if you have episode ideas, suggestions. And I will say, if you do join our Patreon, you can suggest episode topics and we will make whole episodes based on your suggestions. So that is a perk. And you, on higher levels, you get stickers, you get coasters, you get all sorts of fun stuff. So find us there. This video has been brought to you by me, my dad, and my mom. Very much so.
That's right. Integral part.
All right, well, I've been Taylor Snurl.
And I've been Tommy Schmirl.
And this has been...
Neat.
Children refers to sex stuff, Dad. I hope you know that.
What?